pulse of the VI. Listen close and you will see why. The information will set you free. Stand together, never divide. Pulse VI.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Rob Carolan reporting with your latest weather report. Winds coming in from the southeast at 63 miles an hour.
No more rain?
No more rain until Tuesday, but then you got to stay inside.
Aren't you shocked at how good he is at it? First of all, you're not listening to the weather report. You are listening to
Pulse VI in the building.
Yes, it's 3
Swing
p.m.
show Binter.
BBI
chick, the heartbeat of the Virgin Islands.
Why even have it done packed?
No.
She said no. She just hating on me for one time messing up the
like 20 times in that.
And he did it twice in a row. That was the crazy part about it. So I believe he actually went home and rehearsed in the mirror saying, I must learn the slogan. I must, like how you have to do lines?
Yes.
It's okay. Serious. It's okay. I know, Robert.
How is everyone? How was your week? What's up?
Very wet.
Let's not talk about the very wet. Do you understand me?
Stopped.
Listen.
You guys need to be stopped.
That rain.
You need to be stopped.
What happened? What happened with the rain?
Our roads, our lovely roads are messed up
King
again.
Adam Bay was horrible.
Yeah.
The main road, the main hill.
Yes,
the main hill was horrible.
And then I went Binter's way and it's horrible.
It's garbage.
Too. Yeah.
It's garbage too. The roads have been lifted. The tar that they used to pile on there to cover up the holes, they kind of obviously, so there's crumbles of tar everywhere. There's like my hill to come down to my actual road, it's all dirt road.
Yeah.
So now there's like 80% rocks, 20% dirt. So it's hard to navigate through there. It's really difficult.
Be careful on the roads, people.
Please.
Be careful on the roads.
And if you're going up Hospat, there's a big ditch before the big ditch. Watch out for it. It's on your right, about 410 feet up on your right, right before the little lamppost, behind the tamarind tree.
Look, I love how we give life advice.
Across on the Rottweiler cage.
What?
I'm just kidding.
This is detailed.
I was about to say, like, what? Why would I go there now?
Listen, that ditch looks scary though.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a big ditch in Hospat.
Yeah.
If you go up Hospat anytime,
there's
a big
dip.
Sink.
Yeah.
A big
like
dip.
a sinkhole.
Yeah.
That's been there for years, and for some reason, no one fixes it.
I guess some people might like it. Maybe. No?
No.
I don't think so. I just think
know.
we do poor road management. Like we don't do any good maintenance on them.
We don't, and then we choose to do our road maintenance at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday when there's traffic.
Yeah, it just makes no sense.
People don't like night work here, whereas you go other places, they do a lot
I don't
of their
think
stuff
it should be about what people like. It's just do it.
And the people are so comfortable. It's hard to take.
You don't want to get paid, then don't.
It's hard to break a habit that someone has, because now they started. People are gonna. It's unfair. We have this. You're gonna do this. There's a lot of,
Listen, we can't want to be not call a third world country and do everything like we're still a third world country. It just ain't gonna work. We have to advance ourselves. Hey, come on.
For example, the hurricane showed that things like this can be done because electricity, for some reason, we saw them for months working day and night.
Yeah.
So people can work day and night or work at night and not, shift wise to get the work done.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, it's people. People wait until it's too bad and then they go ahead and do it.
We just have to stop allowing the people to have so much power. That's what it is.
Let's not even go there, boy.
Just make decisions and do it.
I agree completely.
I know, easier said than done.
Very, very much so.
Because we have a government that's yes, man.
I like that Robbie gave the advice on, that big ditch. that big ditch right there.
I like that.
I also give advice on the rain. Everyone, listen to me. Grab some towels and put them by your windows. Or you wake up, you wake up to a flooded out room like I did.
I think a lot of people experience a lot of flooding. I think
my house was in shambles.
The structures were already, kind of like shaken from Irma and Maria and the flooding of last year and whatever else came after. So it's like any little thing, we all get a little nervous.
Wind blows. There were a lot of landslides too. I don't know in my area. There were a lot of landslides.
Yeah, I think Ballas Bay Road was totally blocked. You couldn't pass through.
I don't know. The ground is so. Oh God, poor thing. We need to pray over the ground or something. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. I don't know. It's just. It was traumatizing. Let me put that out there. It
was. I mean, I was thankful. Our office closed like 3:30. We didn't wait for the government to say go home.
No, and they went home around like 4 o'clock.
No, we were like, look, everybody's worried about what's going on in their house because you just don't know what's going to happen, right? So they were like, okay, everyone just go home, make sure your house is safe.
Yeah, we got the same. We got the same. From time I came, because I don't believe in going to work when it rains. First of all,
I know.
Let's just put that up.
That was my first text at 4:45. I text my coworker. I was like,
"Are we going to work?"
I don't want to leave my house. Did they call and say work is call off? She's like, no. I'm like, damn.
And then I got there and I asked my boss. She says, I didn't say it. She says, "Oh, I think we should go home." I said, "I think you're so right. You're the boss. Make the call." She said, "I'm not the boss." That's so irritated. But I'm like, okay, fine. But then she comes later. She's like, if you can go, if you're worried about your house, you're more than welcome to go. But I'm like, and I was trying to go to a party the same day. It's a lot of. It's my friend's birthday. But anyway,
party. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't make it. But
yeah, I didn't make it to the gym either. So
that's okay. You could skip the gym any day.
You can skip the gym any day.
I don't know. These people can be so dedicated.
Great advice.
CrossFit in the storm.
Yeah, guys. Take your diet. Do whatever you want with it.
Just don't go to the gym because.
Just don't go to the gym.
If it's raining, you can skip the gym that day. You're not going to die. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, that's what my boss says. I was like walking out the office. She's like, "Oh, you on the way to the gym?" I'm like, "No, I'm going straight home today."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So what else happened this week?
McMaster won again.
Oh my God.
He did he?
Let me tell you, that was so photo finish. Do you understand me? It was
like this.
I think
I had to watch it twice to basically see.
Of a second or
it's
something.
0.2 seconds he won by. The guy that was behind him got 48.10 and he got 48.08.
Okay, that's after the final result, right? Because first they were called like 48.808 or something.
Right, exactly. He got 48.08.
I had to watch it in slow-mo to actually see him win because I couldn't tell.
In my opinion, though, I don't know if I'm being biased at him, but the way that I saw him run, it's almost like he kept the same pace throughout the whole thing.
Yep.
He
didn't
even flinch.
I think it's his legs.
He didn't flinch when he was passing the guy. He didn't flinch at all, and you could see the guy struggling.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then even when he gets, but
he always
I don't know if
finishes
he did.
strong.
But the way that he looks, it doesn't look like he's struggling. It looks effortless. In a sense.
He's got it. But if you think that's how they teach people here. I remember Mr. Barrett. Even when we used to track up the thing, you never start off.
You pace yourself.
You always go until you the last 100, then you bust off.
Yeah.
That's how they try to do it. But that was really close. I literally had to watch it in slow mo to actually see.
It was beautiful.
Because like McMaster won, and I said, let me watch again.
Yeah, they started calling McMaster name from halfway through the
Yeah. So it's like this, and he won the same event last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So this.
They know.
Yeah. So the guy, and he's making strides. Who? Usain Bolt? Who?
Listen, we have a true ambassador. So,
jeez, Brie, he's living. We wish him the best.
Yeah,
continue
to kind of.
Yeah,
it's an inspiration for a lot of people, and especially when that goal thing happened, and then now.
Yeah, definitely.
The kids, because
the kids here need it for sure.
Definitely,
even the adults,
all that they've been through and everything, and it's good because it's like,
hope.
It's like we could do that, we could reach there. We could reach there. Just keep training, just being committed. So
accomplishments like that open up a lot of windows and doors
for other people.
For like say when there's competitions going on further, we have a bigger BVI.
And you see, we got some money
traveling
from
with
the
them.
AF. Is that
the Athletics Federation.
$100,000 to fix the
sports facilities.
AO Shirley ground.
Nice,
so
love it.
Stuff like that open up when you have athletes that's out there.
Because
we don't just deliver bad news, people.
Hey,
we don't just bash our government.
Soccer,
no,
they're doing well in football as well. For football,
I
think something's happening in football, not soccer. Football. I'm not gonna say soccer. It's football.
So, but you mean soccer though? Just ask it.
Football.
Football. Yes.
Robert.
So what else is happening?
No, you guys, International Aretha Franklin's funeral. There was so many things happening there.
Listen, that was 5 hours.
Oh, I didn't watch it. That's on you. Did you watch it?
You're the queen, okay?
No, but
I watched parts of it at work.
But first of all, you could have told it was it was going to be 5 hours. The whole black community of the United States was in that church.
True. I tell you,
all the popular people.
Everyone, everybody.
Right? And then she had 100 pink Cadillacs lined up.
She had fought during her viewing. They had a viewing for her. 4 clothes changing. She changed clothes 4 times.
Wow.
4 times during her viewing. Okay. What is this?
Woman changed clothes.
Do you understand me? 4 times.
But did you guys hear about the issue at the funeral?
Yes, that's what I'm.
What was the issue?
First of all, the pastor was. It looked like he was groping Ariana Grande.
Okay, let's go. But here, no. Listen, I understand, but Lord have mercy, that girl long on her parents. They couldn't tell her that wasn't the proper dress to wear with all them old man in front of them.
But
I mean, look at all them old man.
But
I instantly got on the phone. I called my sister. I said, they need to take that child off the stage now.
You know, that's the problem.
She was a little short.
It was a little short. It was short, yes.
You should see Bill Clinton's face.
That's what I'm saying.
No. This is... Listen.
Look at Binta like
no, because I understand. Because the first thing I thought when I saw that is, oh, you know better.
That's what I said too.
But at the same time, come as you are. No. That's who she is. That's what she wore.
I understand.
You can do better at a funeral, but at the same time, you can't chastise her. You can't say she put
one of the Queen of Souls.
Thank you, though.
No, but at the same time, no, she's classy. Yes, but if this is what she's comfortable wearing, you can't tell me. I mean, she could have tried.
And I'm sorry, she can't.
I think it was too short.
They could have find somebody else to sing the song. They would have done a better job.
No, but Aretha Franklin says Aretha liked Ariana. So
I know.
She did. That was a personal
I know, but I'm just saying she didn't do the song.
No. Let me finish. No. Let me finish. What I'm saying. No, because this is my thing. This is my thing. When that groping thing happened, there were a lot of comments. If you look in a lot of comments, if she wore that, if she didn't wear that, it wouldn't have happened. If she didn't do this, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that still happened.
But that's where people go with it. People are always, and that's what's wrong with society. They'll say this is the reason why this has happened. No, yeah, the pastor came out and I just read an apology. He came out, I didn't mean to, blah blah blah. That's not how it was, how they are. But at the same time, it's like, and you could tell she was uncomfortable. She put herself, I don't like to say she put herself in a position. She could have done better. Yes, we all in agreement for that. But at the same time, first off, I don't take these things on because, first of all, come as you are. You could wear whatever the heck you want, and you're in the house of the Lord. What she disrespected was not that part, was coming to somebody's funeral like that, not the church, just somebody's funeral.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But people were, there was the comments weren't mostly, oh, you're on the feast, coming to someone's funeral, you should dress better. It was, you're in a church.
Yeah, for me, it's just about the funeral. It's not really.
I think it's twofold. I think it's twofold for me, and I guess because I grew up in the church. I mean, I am a firm believer of come as you are, but I'm just saying she knew better.
My issue is, right,
she knew better.
You can't, I believe in come as you are, right, but you can't have a skirt that's up to your bum crack,
right,
and have men sitting down lower than the level of your skirt.
Yeah,
that was
and knowing that would happen, that's the thing.
I told you, and it's like, what was so strange is I turned on my phone on the video just as she came on stage,
right,
and I'm fighting, because I'm not so technical. I'm fighting to call my sisters and send them messages and be like, look at that. And then I yell out to my coworker, you need to come now, you need to come now. And she's like, is there any emergency? I'm like, come now. When she come, I'm like, do you see what this child has on at this? Really?
Yeah.
It really, it touched me because I was like, no, she wrong. And then the pastor, he couldn't contain himself.
He was a fan. He said, I thought you were something.
A Taco Bell.
Something on the menu. First of all, that's kind of.
That was rude.
He wanted to eat some.
Yeah,
that was derogatory.
Yeah, that was derogatory.
He wanted to eat some. Because she's not Ariana.
No, he was just throwing a joke on her name.
Her name because of, right.
Ariana Grande.
Right, but
that's something that's like a give me a number 2
on the menu. Right. Yeah, but
he wants a number 2. That's what he wants.
It's fast.
But you understand what I'm. You said Grande something. You could have come up with all types of stuff. You said I want to eat you.
Grande song like
that dress had him mesmerized.
He did.
The dress
supersized.
It was a cute dress. I'm not gonna say nothing. It was a cute dress. No, but it just wasn't cute for that occasion.
Yeah, it should have been a little bit longer.
Yes,
it should have been. It's not even. Don't wear that to my wedding. But because
you know what she would dress like is like if somebody had a wife and she was this, I think.
Ooh,
right.
She wants to make
outshine the wife.
Yes. She walks in and be
make
like,
her image.
Listen, I'm here.
I don't know. I just think I don't know. There's a lot of variables. Yes, we're all in agreement, but at the same time, I don't know. A lot of people aren't looking at it as she's coming to somebody's funeral wrong. They're looking at it, you're in the house of the Lord.
Well, because I just see it as twofold. She just was wrong. Let's just point as that. Yeah.
For coming to somebody's funeral.
Yeah. It just wasn't appropriate.
And first, let me just put this out there, Dante. You need to stop because I did used to run track.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I was like,
I did. Excuse me. I did used to run track.
Around the track or like?
You did.
I mean, certain things happened that were beyond my control.
I used to run to the track.
And I have medals. Thank you very much.
Everybody got medals.
Anyway, we have to go on break.
I got medals too. Basketball, baseball. Okay.
Everyone got the medals.
Anyway, guys.
Silver, bronze.
It's 3:15. We already got Angela Burnett in the building. Did I say your name right? I said your name right?
Yes. As
She's
we
here full of
approach
sunshine.
the 1-year anniversary of
Hurricane Irma.
Oh my
5
God.
days.
5 days away.
From the
so
anniversary.
we're gonna talk all about it and not
mean,
talk about it again after this show.
Yeah, nah.
Hopefully not.
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah, but
But we gotta get to it one more time because it is an anniversary. People are scared.
Yes.
very scared.
People are very scared. So we're gonna take this break and we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk to you guys about that. Talk with her, see how her book has been doing, what she's been up to, what's new, what's old, and what's gonna be happening soon. So Pulse VI, Caribbean Superstation 90.9 FM. We'll be right back. Gonna pay some bills. Booyah!
Pulse VI.
Pulse VI. Back with Angela Burnett.
Yeah, we're so excited to have
Welcome.
her.
Thank you. It is amazing to be here with you guys.
No, it's a pleasure.
I had to bite my tongue sitting on the couch and not wanting to laugh or scream or do anything else.
It's fine if you laugh. We need a little background.
Yeah, we do, and we all sometimes have people sitting there and they're commenting themselves.
Yes.
So we can't be stopped. So feel free to chime in anytime you'd like.
All right. Well, I have the mic now, so
Hey, and we know you like to talk, so
I know you want to chime
have
in
been
on.
accused of
You
that,
want to
yes.
chime in on our hot topic? What do you think? Give us a little couple seconds or something. Since you said you were
I
holding
have
back.
to agree with Claudia here
God.
on the. Sorry.
She said, "Oh God, not with Claudia."
Nice outfit, wrong place.
Yeah.
I believe in time and place regulation.
yeah.
Well, all on the same. My thing is not place, event.
Okay.
Because I'm still on the come as you are thing.
All right. Either way, she was wrong. Either way, she was
Yeah,
wrong.
Either way, she was wrong.
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, let's just put that out there. So, Irma Diaries, tell us how you came. Because my thing is, it came out so fast.
I know. That's what had me stoked.
Yeah, so I'm trying to. It's not a skinny book.
No.
You know,
No.
it's
fat.
and it's small print. You
Big
know,
book.
so it's a big book.
Lot to read.
So how did you basically how did the idea come along? Tell us how it came to fruition.
So the secret is, it's a week away from the anniversary. I haven't slept in about 365 days.
Wow. Wow.
That's how the book got out that fast. I literally didn't sleep between September and December when it was launched.
Right.
And I still haven't slept because there's so much happening with the book, which I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you guys all about. But basically, I'm sure everybody had that experience the morning after Irma when you were out walking, right? From the time the sun rose, you're just out walking, trying to make sure people are alive. And literally,
Yeah.
that's the goal, right? So we were doing the same thing. My family, we got out, we're walking. I live in the eastern end of the island, at Hodges Creek specifically, but grew up in the east. A lot of my roots are there. So I was heading eastern.
Right. Looking for your family and friends.
Looking for family and friends. And before I even passed anybody, just looking around at the devastation, I was like, oh my God, people have to be dead.
Yeah.
We had to lose
That's
people.
how we felt.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then by the time I got to like the junkyard area, we started to really come into a lot of people, and you started to hear the rumors.
Yeah.
I remember hearing 15 to 20 people
Yeah,
dead.
and then
Yeah.
I think
I heard that for Eastern alone.
And then
Yes,
they said
Eastern
Virgin
alone.
Gordo, and Igata had some other number. It was like
and you know what? When you looked around, at least for me, when I looked around, I was like, you know what? It wasn't a surprising number. It
Yeah.
seemed so realistic, and you just figured that the number was going to continue to climb.
to grow. Yeah.
Right. So, I worked for hours that day. I made it all the way through Parham Town, up to Lambert, Long Trench, and back. I was hiking.
And wasn't it amazing that day you never complained about walking, because we
all.
walked from
At
King
all.
Garden Bay
Yeah.
and walked back.
Listen, I saw some people walking that day that I
Yeah.
just couldn't believe my eyes.
And we met people coming from like Sage Mountain side,
Yeah.
and they were going to East End to look for family members.
Yep.
And it was like no one thought anything about walking that far, because it was like you just needed to know.
That's the only way, exactly. So anyway, I had that experience the morning after. I think like you just look around and you see that level of devastation and you want to do something to help your country. At least that's how I felt.
Right.
So Irma was on the Wednesday. By that Monday, I went into the National Emergency Operations Center and offered to volunteer.
Okay.
At DDM, I work with them closely all the time as a regular part of my job. So it felt natural. It felt like, okay, this is where I need to be. They took me on board. And part of my duty became helping to keep the notes from the nightly debrief.
Okay.
And I'll never forget the day. I think it was about a week after when the official report came in on the number of deaths. And I remember when they said 4 people.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thankful that it wasn't anymore, but I was just like, how did people survive? Right. So I just became, like, on a very personal level, I became fascinated by how people must have survived. And by that point, I had started to hear, like, glimpses of a few stories.
Yeah.
And I'm a weird person. I wouldn't say I'm mitty. And I'm not a gossiper, but I'm really just, like, genuinely interested in people's lives and people's, like, life story. So it was a personal fascination for me. And then I realized I had, like, this light bulb moment a few days later when I was like, hey, these are more than just stories, right? These stories can actually be used for a greater purpose.
Wow.
Which for me was, taking this extreme experience, like this classic example of this is what climate change actually looks like, and using that to connect people across the world in a more personal, real way to this issue. And then hopefully that inspires them to actually act. Because I was like, there's just a big disconnect and we're not seeing the action that we need. People, as a general rule in life, you don't act on something that you don't care about.
True.
You don't care about something that you are not connected to.
True.
So for me, it was like getting to the root of things and making that connection. And so I literally had this idea within 2 weeks of the storm, but I was literally just around the clock volunteering, and there was no time to do anything else. I would leave home at, like, first thing in the morning, get to work, and I would literally be there, like, until midnight. That was an early night.
Wow.
So I'll never forget it either. 2nd of October, after another long day, I was like, okay, right. If I'm going to publish a book by December, because that was always the goal, right?
Okay.
And I think I should start running my ideas by people before I start executing. just to make sure they're realistic, because I tend not to be very, when I have an idea, it's just like, it's going to happen. I don't even think about the obstacles. It's just like, it's going to get done. So I knew that I wanted to launch in December because I actually wanted to launch on the global stage of the United Nations Climate Change Conference, which is traditionally held every December. So October 2nd, I sit down, I'm like, all right, if I'm going to write this book, I better get started, right? Because it's October, I only have like a few months.
Right.
And so the first thing I did is I went online and I Googled to find out the exact dates of the conference, so I knew exactly how much time I had.
Timeline, yeah.
Turns out, for whatever reason, they decided this conference was going to be in November.
Wow. Of course.
Instead, of course, right, November. But I didn't even flinch. I was like, okay, November. That means I have like 2 weeks to gather stories, and then I have like a month and a half to write this book, and it's going to get done. So that night, I sat down, I literally like threw together an ad, which I put out on social media. Because if you guys remember, at that time, like communication
was
nil,
little or nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask me, you didn't get my story. I was like, I tried my best.
Yeah.
That was just, I put out an open invitation. It said something like, have an amazing Irma survival story, get paid for sharing it. It was something like that, right? And I sent it out on like Facebook, WhatsApp, asked people to share it. And then sure enough, within a day or two, and I had no idea what was going to happen, right? Are people going to take me on? Within a day or two, my phone started to ring, or I started to get messages, I want to share my story. So most of my stories came to me that way. And then I got some recommendations along the way, like, oh my God, have you heard about this person? You have to go find that person. You have to interview them. Yeah. And so I did some hunting down of some people as well when I got rumors of their story. So that's really how it happened. It was very organic. Most people in the book were actually strangers to me at the time that I interviewed them.
And now they're family, huh?
Yeah. We don't pass each other streets. We keep up as much as we can. Everybody's still very busy recovering. I'm still very busy on the book, but we definitely keep up. We've been doing some things together since the launch. So that's really where the inspiration came from. For me, I think what gave me the energy to just keep going as I did, and even now, is really the mission that the book that's behind the book. Climate change has been my life for the last 10 years. It's something I do like day in and day out. And I tell you, I don't know about you guys, but I woke up that morning after on the 7th, and I think for the first time it really hit me that, like, oh my God, I could actually become what we call in our profession a climate refugee.
Wow.
You know, somebody actually forced to leave their country, migrate and live somewhere else because of extreme climatic events, or just like
which we probably have a lot of out there, right?
Yeah, we have climate refugees right now as a result of Hurricane Irma. So for me, that reality just kind of like took things to a whole new level of personal and urgent. And I decided it's not just enough for me to do all that I'm doing locally. I want to be a voice. And I want other people who either are residents of islands or visitors to our shores and love islands, or people that are from islands but are living abroad. I want all of us to become champions and advocates for this issue, because it's like do or die kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a long answer to your question.
I'm telling you.
We just answered, they're like, okay,
because it's so amazing. So you got the stories. Can you say like about how many you received, and how did you go through the process of elimination? Like, how is Binta's story touching you different than mine, that you say, okay, I'm going to put Binta's story in there?
I know, listen, emotional. You know, I think it worked out well in the end that I only had such a short window to collect stories, because every story was amazing in its own right? And it was so hard to have to turn a story down away, because like I said, they're all incredible experiences. So because of the tight window that I had, in the end, I think I ended up with about 30 stories.
Okay, that's a lot though.
Yeah. Sorry, and I knew first actually I wanted to cap it at 20, and then I was like, I had to squeeze some more in there because it was just, I can't turn away some of these really, really good ones. Process of elimination, basically it came down to not whether or not a story was like good enough to make the cut, but it came down to just trying to make sure I had as much representation as possible. I was really strong on wanting to make sure there was a story in there from every island. So from all the, the 4 main islands at least. I remember specifically Anegada was so challenging because of communication. It was hard to even like get in touch with anybody. So you'll see that some of the stories in the book are actually collected down in December. I think I collected my last story like probably 2 weeks before the book was published, or something crazy like that. But it was about representing the different islands and the different types of experiences. And a big part of the book was not just capturing the day of, but also capturing lessons learned from the experience. So some of the stories had really, what I thought were really good lessons, and were probably included more for the lessons that come out of the story, as opposed to necessarily the the extremity of the day itself. So I think it's a good mixture in there. And I didn't want people to read the book and just walk away from it feeling sad or depressed. And thankfully that's been the reaction. I've had some people come up to me kind of feeling guilty, like, girl, I'm reading this book and I just like laughing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just like laughing.
And which is good, because now we could laugh, because when you hear those stories, you're like, huh? So and now we could laugh about it because we've been through it, we've survived. So,
And so it's been really touching for me, because a lot of people have told me how, for example, how healing the book has been, how therapeutic it's been for them. Just the ability to read other people's experience that might have been similar to yours. And just like, for me, it was so amazing to talk to people who have lost everything. When I tell you everything, and these are like the most upbeat, positive people, like taking it better than me. I probably lost like a single piece of clothing or something. So for me, just going through that experience was really inspiring, really motivating. And I think the ability to be able to put that together and share it with other people is hopefully a contribution that means a lot to people. So it's a number of things that went into the selection, but in the end, I hope I got it right. So people, every time, I still get people coming up to me, oh, you missed my story, So, and so many people have come to me, is there going to be a volume 2?
Okay, on that note, we'll be right back. We're going to do a quick commercial break, guys. You're here with Angela Bassett. Awesome. Sorry, Angela Bassett.
You gone big time.
Yo, where is my mind at?
That's okay. We're taking her there. We're taking her there.
I wish, but no offense. But yeah, we're back.
That.
Two beautiful ladies. Yes, yes. 90.9 FM. 90.9 FM. Pulse VI. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Pulse VI.
Pulse
VI.
Love it.
Missed it.
We're back with Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
No,
hey,
I'm
just
gonna
roll
keep it.
with it. Right? Just roll with it.
Yep. If you're listening right now, you weren't listening before. We got Angela Bassett in this.
Present.
Yes. Angela has a lot of things that she want to share with us, but I have one question.
Yep.
I haven't read the book as yet. Plan to read it, but I wanted to know: did you get any stories from a kid's experience?
Yes.
Oh,
so
great.
I feel like I have young to old, and that was part of the criteria too. So my youngest interview, I think, was 5 years
Oh wow!
old. Yeah.
Wow.
She and her sister, who was 5 or 8. Maybe I have the numbers wrong, but yes.
But somewhere there.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 years old, I think. Right.
Cool.
And her teenage sister. They were my youngest, and then my oldest was a couple in their 80s.
Wow.
I want to say. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So 8 to 80.
So it's yeah.
Yeah, we got the spectrum.
Okay, cool. You have a lot of exciting things going on as a result of the book and your platform. So share with the
Volume
pulsers.
2. Let's pick up.
Volume 2.
Right, volume 2. Right. So yeah, sometimes I'm afraid to walk the streets for people accusing me of not getting their stories, or like, when is volume 2 coming out? So first of all, I've been going through like this whole birthing process.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any kids, but I've
This your baby?
I have likened this experience to giving birth to a child.
Yeah.
Seriously, because you have to like carry it. That's like the pregnancy, right? So
Yeah.
I had a 2-month pregnancy, but you have to like carry this book. Then you have to give birth to it, so you have to lunch it, and then you just can't like leave it there. You have to actually like nurture it and like make sure it can. So it's really like giving birth. So the idea of even doing a second edition at first has been a bit daunting. But so many people have come to me. I feel like, okay, yeah, I just have to do this.
Yeah.
It's something that has to be done. The story has to continue at 1 year on. So I have decided I'm taking the plunge, and I am going to do a second edition.
Awesome.
So yes, you'll be hearing more about that. But basically what that's going to look like is, one, a reflection from the stories already captured as to where people are like 1 year on from this event. And just generally talking about where we are as a country 1 year on, because part of what the book captures actually is the country level impact from the hurricane, and I think that's now an important part of our history. So in addition to that, though, I am going to be opening it up to a few additional stories.
Okay.
I'm thinking about 5, so it's going to be limited.
Right.
I'm again going to do it through an open call.
Yeah.
I now have the website, the IrmaDiaries.com. So on the 6th, look out for something there, a space where you can go and like submit your name, tell me a summary of your story, and based on that, I will be making selections for who I want to actually interview, and then because the interview is important to the story capture interview, and then include in the second edition. So I'm excited about it.
Awesome. So guys, if you miss volume 1, you may have a chance to be in volume 2.
That's right.
And your volume 1 is going on tour soon.
Yeah.
Yes. So as many people may know, I did actually do a tour in April to the US, and that was really, really successful. One of the inspiring things for me actually has been seeing that model validated. That whole idea that if we connect people to the issue, we get them to care, and then we get them to act.
Right.
So for example, when I went on tour in the US, I presented at my alma mater, Brandeis University in Massachusetts. And I could not have predicted this. I got an email, some days after the event, one of the professors telling me, as a result of your presentation, 70 students actually got out and protested like 2 days later to the trustees of the university, demanding that the university takes any investments that it has in fossil fuel, which is causing the climate change problem, out. So it was like, divest. We don't want anything to do with the fossil fuel industry and promoting it. We want to see alternatives. Nice. So that was really inspiring.
Wow.
And I've been getting all sorts of other validations. Like I got an email from a couple in Germany just about maybe a week and a half ago. They visited, they bought the book, they read it, they were like, we're going to take our own action. And they just emailed to say, we just purchased solar panels and we're putting them on our roof, right?
Awesome.
So it's like, I see the power of these stories already.
Any response, what type of response have you been receiving locally in terms of what persons are doing towards changes?
And I want to talk about that, but to answer the question about the tour real fast. So I did the tour in the US in April that was focused really at universities, because I think getting that group engaged is so critical, right? If you get them inspired about anything, it's like endless the
that 30-second to a minute group.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll actually be going on to Europe second half of September from the 15th to about the 25th, specifically to the UK and to Brussels. Right? So I'll be partnering with some amazing groups between NGO types and government organizations, and basically having a number of speaking engagements. So one of my major partners is CAN Europe. So CAN is a global network. It stands for Climate Action Network. So they're one of the major global NGOs working on climate change. So I'm doing a press briefing and a debate with CAN Europe in Brussels. I'll be doing something through the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States and their Belgium office. I'll be hooking into the National Development Cooperation Belgium, doing something with them.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You have an assistant?
I was just going to ask.
I need one.
You need
Who's
one?
coordinating all of this for you, girl?
That would be me at like 1 a.m.
Wow. Wow.
The British Library, the BVI London office, they've actually been extremely supportive. University of London. I'm probably forgetting some partners.
You have to be, because you sound like it sounds a lot.
Yeah, so I'll be doing.
You're going to be going on. Stop looking at the time frame, though.
You know what? It's going to be easier than the U.S. tour. The U.S. tour was crazy. I literally did like 11 speaking engagements, 5 states, by myself, lugging like 5 bags.
Yeah.
That was crazy. This is going to be a little slower pace, but I think meeting some really important engagements. I'm really excited about the CAN event. That's actually going to be an event to really lobby around the whole idea of making sure that we cap temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Sorry, that's like, there's actually a slogan, 1.5 to stay alive, and that's a slogan developed by small islands globally, because if we exceed that, and right now we're on track to go beyond 2 degrees, if we exceed 1.5 degrees C, it literally means stuff like we will not have coral reefs. Yeah. Because those systems cannot survive at those kind of temperatures. Right. We will see storms like Irma become the norm for sure. We're already seeing that happen.
Yeah.
We
it's been a crazy year.
I don't know if I should share the stats right now to scare people, but I have the stats on how the frequency of events like Irma has been increasing, and it's scary.
Wow.
Right? Like within my lifetime, we've seen an event like that go from a 1 in 800 probability to like a 1 in 180 probability.
I read that the other day. Something very, very similar to what you just said.
And that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. So we will be living in a totally different world that, frankly, I think jeopardizes the future and the sustainability of islands if we go beyond 1.5 degrees C. So the CAN event is really important because there's going to be a report coming out, a scientific report about the impacts of going beyond 1.5 degrees C. And that press conference is supposed to draw media attention to the fact that this report is coming out and really how islands factor into this and how it's important for our future and our survival to stick to that limit. Because right now the world is not committed to that. They're committed to like a 2 degree C rise. So I'm going to be there on behalf of not just BVI, but the Caribbean and all small islands, representing islands and speaking our story, speaking our truth as captured in the Irma Diaries as a way to advocate on that issue. So I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that's the tour. But there's so much else going on.
You got 4 minutes till the next break.
All right. So on the local scene, you asked me what's going on locally and how people have been receiving the book.
Yeah.
I have to really thank the community here. I feel like I've gotten overwhelming support. Definitely. All the way from the beginning right through. I mean, at the lunch, people, just like last week, people saw me and they were like, oh, I was at your lunch. I was like, oh, I had no idea. Sorry. There were literally over 100 people there. There was no way for me to possibly know like who
all was there.
Yeah, so that was overwhelming. Then when I had the actual signing event, because I launched without the physical, the hard copies. I launched with it being an electronic copy. People could have pre-ordered. So when the books actually came on the 15th of March and I had the signing, again, I had a huge turnout, a lot of support there. I've gotten a lot of support just from local vendors being willing to be distributors for the book. That has been great. And then various groups, I have them written down because I know I'm going to forget people. But There's a list. There is a list. Let me tell you, I wrote it down.
She's so organized.
I'm like, she don't need no assistant.
No, because assistant basically.
Basically, I'm like, no assistant needed.
Alone. I'm telling you. Oh, here it is.
She found her list.
I found the list, and there probably are people I forgot here, but these are just people who've been supportive over time. So, just even individuals reaching out to me and telling me, you know, I've been impacted by this. I want to learn more about climate change. I want to act. Like Celia Georges comes to mind, a past teacher of mine. Really like overly excited about wanting to get involved, right? And that's just like that alone is really encouraging for me. And validation and keeps me inspired, keeps me going. And everybody that comes up to me and tell me they've read the book and it's had an impact on them, that's really important and inspiring to me. So I just can't call you by name, but I want to shout you out and thank you for the encouragement. And then there have been groups like the Charter Yacht Society. They had a boat show back in, I think, early May when I had just come back from tour. They gave me the opportunity to speak to their group.
Oh, good.
And it was awesome. I mean, so many people in that room purchased books, not just to have for themselves, but to actually put it on their yachts so that when tourists come, they can read it.
That's so awesome.
Cool. Yes.
That's a really good idea.
And for me, that's critical because that's furthering the mission. That's making sure our tourists know they get the message, they go back and they share it. Right. So that's been amazing. Just from that event, for example, Brad and Trish, they were complete strangers before. They're affiliated with Ocean Getaways. They literally called me up to breakfast the following morning, excited, wanting to know how they can help share the message. So people have just been really supportive. Then you guys would be aware of the BVI Stronger.
Yes.
Sorry, let me...
We have you talking a lot, girl. Boy, so much
answers
so
our questions naturally. We don't have to ask anything.
I'm telling you.
So you guys know BVI Stronger, the video series. Brittany Turner and her sister Callie, they're amazing. They featured the Irma Diaries, I think, in episode 5. Forgive me if I get that wrong, Brittany. But yeah, they've been supportive. Unite BVI has been getting behind me and what I'm doing. We're actually partnering on an event along with Progressive Ministries Management, Truffle, AWOL.
The front, right? The big celebration next Saturday.
Yes. So we just wanted to, all of us, wanted to do something for the anniversary, and we wanted to make sure it was positive, it was uplifting, it was future looking. So people, please come out and support that event. Hopefully we'll talk more about it. It's on Saturday the 8th at the Queen Elizabeth II or the 2nd Park. So come out to that. Then Rotary Club invited me to speak I think last Thursday. So I talked to them about how they can get involved in climate change, and they're geared up, they're ready to go. Of course, the premier gifted Lad Ahmed when he was here a few weeks ago a copy of the book. Rotary gave it to their president
who was there,
president, international president, really, Barry Rassin. So that was amazing. BVIEC, I have to shout out BVIEC. They're having an event on the 7th to celebrate their employees. You talked about how they were working.
They were awesome.
They were working day and night. And so they've invited me to speak. They're actually gifting each of their employees a copy of this book, which is incredible. And they want me to come and speak about climate change again, furthering the platform. And I have to say, most recently, Miss World BVI reached out to me, which is really exciting. They want me to come on board, partner with them, and actually lead their climate change platform, because they're really all about beauty with a purpose.
With a purpose, right.
So we're going to be doing some exciting things together, starting with a video that's coming out on the anniversary on the 6th. So that's something else to look out for.
Wow.
Okay, so, don't mean to cut you off.
That's exciting stuff, though.
3:47 in the BVI, guys. We're here with Angela Burnett, not Bassett. In case
I love it. I love
the other time.
Only one time.
Only one time. The heartbeat of the Virgin Islands, okay? We'll be right back. 90.9 FM Caribbean Superstation, Pulse VI.
Pulse VI.
Pulse
VI. And we are back for those.
You guys wasn't synchronized this time.
Excuse me, Robert.
Y'all need
What's wrong with Robert?
But you missed it.
I didn't. I said VI.
And
you said VI, but everybody missed it.
I did this one.
You're not. It's not your fault. You can miss it all you want. It's Benta and BVI.
Anyway, for those tuning in right now, we are here with not Angela Bassett, but close. We are here with Angela Burnett.
Yes.
Okay, so the anniversary Irma is coming up. Are you doing anything special for that?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I am. So, first of all, I have to apologize. I'm not actually going to be on the island. This is so unfortunate. Duty calls and I have to travel for work, but to a climate change conference.
Okay, so you're still connected and working.
Yes. But there's still going to be a lot of stuff happening in my absence on the ground. So I have a huge sale going on. So this is in part a thank you for all of the great support that I've been getting over the last few months, and really an opportunity for those who've not been able to purchase really come out and get the book now as we look back, as we cross this important milestone. So basically I'm doing a special buy one get one half price, which is as good as it gets, I think.
And good Christmas gifts.
Exactly. So you can start your Christmas shopping from now. A lot of people have been giving them as gifts and nobody has been disappointed yet, so I can probably give a guarantee with that. Satisfaction guaranteed.
That's satisfaction guaranteed.
Yes. So basically, let me tell you where you can find the book, because a lot of people still don't know. A lot of people still don't know. So it's available on Amazon, first of all, as an EPUB. You can get it there if you don't want the print copy. But if you want the print, if you want it in your hands, first of all, if you're in the BVI, there are a number of places you can get it. On Tortola, you can get it at Serendipity Bookshop, which is on Main Street. They were my first distributor, and they're still with me, so I have lots of thanks for them. Arawak Interiors, which is at Road Reef Plaza, Camden Gourmet Market in the Pear Park, House, which is on Wickham's Quay 2, opposite the French Deli area. And I have 2 new vendors coming on board for the anniversary. So Clarence Thomas Limited.
Awesome.
Wow, that's nice.
So that'll be an easy one for people. Yep, they'll be on board for the 6th. And actually, they're doing a big sale event, if you guys haven't heard, from the 7th through to the 9th. So the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm actually doing a special extension to my one-day sale with them on the 9th, Sunday morning, when I'll actually be there in the building doing signings.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you miss it on the 6th, that's a second opportunity to catch the sale. Sunday morning from 9 to 1, about 1.
So right after church, you can either go before church or after church.
Right.
And for some of us who takes a break in between church,
you can come find me there. And then finally, BVI Apparel at the airport is also coming on board. So there are many options. There are many options. If you're on Virgin Gorda, you can get it at Arawak Surf at Laverick Bay. And we have not forgotten Just Van Dyke and Anegada.
I'm telling you, the girl is thorough.
So on Just Van Dyke, you can get it at A&B Bar and Restaurant. That's in Great Harbor. And actually, the lady who owns that is actually one of the survivors in the book.
Nice. So that's really awesome. You could.
She's a really special
she could do an autograph.
Yeah, she can.
She could autograph her page.
Yeah, they lost everything and they've rebuilt. So I'm really happy to see them making progress. And then on Anegada, you can get it at Anegada Beach Club or at Big Bamboo. So go out, find the book that day. Rowtown Wholesale, I'm also likely going to be doing something with them leading up to the anniversary, some kind of signing events. The details of that will be announced soon. So there's a lot going on around the anniversary, guys.
Awesome.
So you've got, everyone who doesn't have the book, you have many ways to get the book. You can get it online. You can get it on your Kindle, because the Amazon books go on Kindle.
Yes, I had somebody from Australia email me once, not email, Facebook me, like, I need a copy of this book. Get it to me. Yes. So if you're not in BVI, you actually can get the print copy. You can order it through my website, theirmadiaries.com, and I will ship it to you. So yes, there's no excuse not to have this book.
No excuse.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a couple of minutes left. So what we want you to do is just give us some last big tidbits. I know you've got a lot of stuff you're working on right now. So
so I'll just make a quick mention. One of the programs that's happening now that's really near and dear to my heart, because you guys don't know this about me, but I'm a tutor as well, in addition to everything else. I tutor.
When do you find time?
I don't know. So for the past 6 years, I've been tutoring high school students, chemistry and physics. I know I'm a big nerd. So in any event, students are near and dear to my heart. I've been working with them even after the hurricane, and just hearing all of the feedback from people about how therapeutic this book has been, and knowing myself from teaching the sciences in the school that they really need a lot more exposure than they have right now to the whole issue of climate change and actually
very important
how it affects us. I realized that this book can be used for healing in 2 ways: therapy and healing the disconnect that exists with the youth and connecting them to this issue, right? Because I remember when I took my first university class on climate change, I literally walked out of the classroom and I was like, not a big deal, not that much to do with me. And I think that's still the general feeling. So basically, I've been inspired to create this program, Read to Heal. It's a school program trying to make sure that every student in secondary school and upper primary has access access to this book. And basically, I've been seeking sponsorship from people in the private sector and government to make sure that copies are available. And I'm very pleased to announce that so far, National Bank of the Virgin Islands has come on board. They've sponsored. And just this morning, I got a confirmation from VI Block that they will be sponsoring as well. And I know that some others are coming from the positive feedback I've been getting. So I'm looking to roll that out in October. I'm still accepting sponsors for books and also volunteers to help go into the school and read and host discussions with students. So again, you can find more about that on the website on the 6th. So the 6th is a good time to go to the website because there'll be a whole new release and a lot of more information available there. So that's Read to Heal. And then the final thing I want to say is that the Irma Diaries is just the beginning, hopefully, of this larger movement, Islands for Life. And Islands for Life is basically all about how do we convert that love for islands into action on this issue. And using the whole approach of storytelling, which has proven to be so powerful as a way to do it. So the Irma Diaries is hopefully just like exhibit A of what will be storytelling, not just from me, but from anybody who lives in islands, whether it be through written word or, poetry or song or videos or whatever, but basically sharing our experience to bridge those connections that result in people caring and then people acting. So like my big vision is, what if we could convert like 1 million tourists that visited BVI pre-Irma? What if we could convert those people into climate change champions, right? And if you scale that up to the Caribbean, we're talking close to 30 million people. And then if you add in our diaspora, that's like another set of millions of people. So like if we really take what we have, which is, there's a lot of love for islands. Residents, tourists, diaspora. If we really connect people to this issue and convert that love into action, I think we could have a whole different future ahead of us. So that's really what Islands for Life is all about. And I'll be launching again on the 6th. A lot is happening on the 6th. And my first step is to really make sure that people here locally are educated. So you'll see a lot of messages coming out, making sure people are, first of all, aware of the impacts that are going to be felt. Bob Marley would be proud.
I'm telling you.
Bob Marley would be proud.
And I'm a huge fan of Bob. So.
Awesome. This is awesome.
It's we have 3 more minutes. You could just tell people once again where you could get the book and when they can find you, like follow you on social media and follow the book and make sure they follow your tour
and connect and volunteer because we have several initiatives that will require persons to come jump on board and assist.
Right. So the best place to really get information again is the website. So I'll repeat that again. It's www.theirmadiaries.com. It's literally the name of the book. And everything is there. Right now I'm actually in the process, that's what I was doing this morning, of getting the site updated. So I would encourage people to go on the 6th to the website. That's when it's going to be relaunched. There's going to be a whole lot of information there. You'll have everything that you need to know about purchasing the book, about the sale. There'll be the list of all of the vendors, because there are a whole lot of new ones coming on board. There'll be information about Read to Heal. Actually, for Read to Heal, you'll be able to literally fill a form to volunteer right there on the website.
Because that'll be healing for the reader also. You know what I mean?
You'll be able to volunteer right there through the website as well as sponsor books. So I've been approaching businesses so far, but I actually want to open this up to anybody. So for me, it's like every single book counts. So individuals can go there and actually purchase a book to be donated, and I'm actually given a discounted rate for this program because of the whole purpose of it, and I'm asking people to donate. So actually those copies are being sold at $29.99, which was the special launch price that I had done back in December. So basically every book counts. I'll encourage people to purchase a book and pitch it in. I'm personally going to be donating a box of books, which is 28 copies to the initiative, to the cause. Personally going to be going out into the schools, doing readings, doing presentations, and just having the conversations with the students, about their experience, about what they have learned, how they can draw on the experiences captured in the book, and the positive perspectives that are presented there. And I'm sure that through my partnership now with Miss World BVI, I'm going to have Miss and Mr. World on board coming into the schools with me. I'm sure Rotarians will be involved as well. That's one of the things I pitched to them a few weeks ago.
So we're pulling everyone along.
Pulling everybody along. The companies that have approached for sponsorship, it's not just about giving books, it's also about giving their time to come into the schools and have these conversations. And anybody can do it, really. I will be doing some training as a part of the whole package, so you're not going to be on your own. You'll have some materials to work from. So Go to the website. I am on Facebook as well. My personal page is Angela Burnett Penn.
Not Bassett.
Not Bassett, not yet. And there's a page for the book under the name of the book, The Irma Diaries. And I'm also on Facebook Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Okay.
All under the handle at The Irma Diaries.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, it's been a fantastic show. You know, when we hit 4 o'clock, we can't go 4:01 because we got another show that comes on right after us.
Yes.
So, guys, it's been a great show talking about the Irma Diaries and just recapping how Irma was, what we went through and stuff like that.
It's been great being here with you guys.
Yeah.
No, thank you for
We
coming.
had to ask him nothing, and that was great. We loved it. We just like, easy job today for us.
Prepared.
I think I just had too much to say, and I want you.
Well, we're glad that you shared because now the public knows how to get connected, how to get involved, and make this movement all about us.
Right.
Yes.
www.theirmadiaries.com. You're here with Pulse VI signing out. Caribbean Superstation 90.9 FM. Binta BVI Chick Swing Show. Angela Burnett.
See you guys next week.
See you guys. The heartbeat of the Virgin Islands.
We be the heart of the VA. Feel the pulse and you will see why. Where I from we do it B.I.G. On each other we could rely. Feel the pulse of the VA. Listen close and you will see why. The information will set you free. Stand together, never divide. Pulse VI.